be speaking as close to the microphone as I can possibly get. You may not even be able to see me behind this thing, but I am nearly touching it. But I have two news stories for you tonight that I hope you enjoy. I'm trying to stay on the Halloween topic tonight, doing something a little bit darker. This first article is titled, "Is Seeing a Black Crow an Omen of Darkness? What it could mean when you come across the mysterious bird." What does it mean when you see one crow? What about two crows? Black crows are widely considered an omen of bad luck. But did you know that seeing two black crows may indicate good luck? This mysterious bird may be more than the omen of darkness that so many people attribute it to be. Crows are believed to be messengers between both the physical and spiritual world. Crows represent spiritual law, the universal wisdom that the physical world must integrate. Cat Rambo, a sacred medicine and dreamwork expert, shared on mindbodygreen.com. The symbolism surrounding crows appear to be complex, but there is not one universal interpretation of the species. In ancient Greece, crows were a symbol of prophecy associated with Apollo. According to Learn Religions, a faith and religion history website, in ancient Greece, crows were a symbol of prophecy associated with Apollo, according to Learn Religions, a faith and religion history website. Augury is an ancient practice in Rome and Greece that was used to interpret omens based on an observed behavior of birds. For example, a crow seen flying from the east or the south was a favorable sign. The site added, crows would carry messages based on their physical presence, but many believe those messages may be sent from the spiritual realm. Crows are considered an intermediary between this world and the spirit world, Rambo said. The crow's correlation with the spirit realm also plays a role in its relationship with death. A group of crows is in fact called murder, but that does not always have to be startling. Crows can be an omen of change, sometimes an omen of death, Rambo stated on mindbodygreen.com. Change always asks for the death of something and a rebirth of something new, she added. This important message of change ties into the meaning of why one may keep seeing the same animal. Animals may continue to make an appearance in one's life in the hope that people pick up on what they're trying to convey. Noticing crows means you are attuned to your surroundings. Daniel Campora, associate professor of the University of Toledo, commented on mindbodygreen.com. Maybe someone is trying to communicate with you from the spiritual realm, he added. While both the raven and the crow are in the same family and look very similar, the two birds carry a different meaning. The sight of a raven may lead viewers to think ominous thoughts, which is greatly attributed to the famous poem by Edgar Allan Poe called The Raven. However, ravens are actually very smart birds. Encountering one of them may actually represent perseverance, resilience, or craftiness, worldbirds.com wrote. The raven spirit animal tends to be both very curious and very adept at seeing unusual solutions to problems, the site added. While both these birds usually bring about thoughts of death, encountering one of these creatures may be a good omen after all. This Halloween, as you decorate your home with the dark feathered bird, will it serve as a bad or good omen? Yeah, supernatural style experiences with animals outside of my pets. Obviously, I love animals. Nearly not a video goes by that you don't hear one of them grunting or something while they're sleeping. But I do, when I think about like the native life and like our ancient forefathers before the internet and before electricity, before indoor plumbing, when we were truly hunter-gatherers, that we really just, we wanted shelter, and we had to hunt for food, and we had to grow food. It's, the lives that our ancestors lived is unbelievable. It's just truly unbelievable that they survived it, because can you imagine, just like for us, if the electricity goes out, it changes your life. Imagine the grocery stores didn't have food, it would change your life. What would you do? Like, we've lost the art of like canning food and growing food. I make a point to grow food every year just to make sure I know the habit, and how to do it. I have apple trees and walnut trees. I think I could survive. The winter would be challenging, but I still think I could. But our forefathers, I think they had a different relationship with nature because they were in it so much. It's like we look at screens and we go to our jobs and, we're inside these buildings and there's concrete and asphalt and, warehouses, houses, streets. There's just everything is, it's taken over the natural world. I mean, we still have a lot of beautiful, beautiful places in our world. But, I don't know, it's, I do believe that the relationship with animals was different back then, and, like natives talk about shape-shifting and things like that. I don't know that could have been true, but it is kind of fun sometimes to fantasize and to get fictional and think about deep relationships like this, like omens from cats, like black cats. They say that's an omen too, like if it walks in front of you. But crows, that's an interesting, I knew that like they were in a lot of Halloween decorations, but it never really made me, I don't know, I never looked at a crow as an omen of any sort, but it makes me want to be more attentive to the animals I see in nature. Anyway, let's move on to this next story. Story number 2. The title of the article: California man accused of killing his 2 young kids with spear gun is deemed not competent to stand trial. Let's read. A Southern California man who was arrested in 2021 for allegedly kidnapping his young children and killing them with a spearfishing gun in Mexico because they were possessed by serpent DNA was found not competent to stand trial. The San Diego Union Tribune reports a judge in the U.S. District Court of Southern California determined the ruling Thursday, October 12th. The suspect will reportedly undergo a second competency hearing in March and will be sent to a facility until then. Federal prosecutors with the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of California charged Matthew Coleman in September 2021 with 2 counts of first-degree murder of United States nationals in connection with the death of his 2-year-old son, Kaleo, and 10-month-old daughter, Roxy. He was indicted on the same charges in the Central District of California, but the U.S. Attorney's Office in San Diego said those charges will be dropped. According to the affidavit on August 7, children by shooting a spearfishing gun into their chests, then left their bodies in a ditch. Around the same time, Coleman's wife spoke with law enforcement, and she said Coleman told her he was taking the kids on a camping trip. The wife reportedly did not believe that Mr. Coleman would harm their children, nor did she believe her children were in any danger, but she expressed some concern because Coleman did not have a car seat in his vehicle. One day later, on August 2021, Coleman's wife reported them missing to the Santa Barbara Police Department. Police used Find My iPhone to pinpoint Coleman and saw he was in Rosarito. Santa Barbara police contacted the FBI, and he was stopped at a port of entry August 9th, 2021, without any other occupants in the car. The special agent at the border reportedly noticed blood on the car's registration paperwork. According to the affidavit, Coleman allegedly confessed to killing Galileo and Roxy because he believed his children were going to grow into monsters, so he had to kill them. Their bodies were found August 9th, 2021, with large puncture wounds in their chest cavities. After allegedly killing them, Coleman discarded the gun and bloody clothing in a creek and in a trash can in Tijuana. Coleman was reportedly enlightened by QAnon and Illuminati conspiracy theories, which supposedly gave him visions that his wife possessed certain serpent DNA and had passed it into his children. He allegedly claimed he was saving the world from monsters. The affidavit says Coleman admitted he knew his actions were wrong, but it was the only course of action that would save the world. Prosecutors were reportedly debating about whether to pursue the death penalty, but in January they announced they would not. So this article was written on, October 13th. So this is a 2-day-old article. This is just the update from what he did in 2021. It takes a long time to get people to trial, but obviously this guy is just completely mentally incompetent. It's a shame because he, again, like the one I mentioned a couple days ago, that he just looks completely normal. He looks like anybody else you would see. Doesn't look like somebody you would find in a mental institution, but sadly that's where he'll be, and sadly it's because of horribly wicked acts that he'll be there. And it's like a shame that we can't figure this stuff out sooner. Some would say that there is a spirit realm that is infecting people like that good and evil, God and the devil, is at play here. And it would have been a demon possession to make somebody do something crazy like that. Truly, I think people that do stuff like that, they truly are. You think about like serial killers and things like that, they are just people's. Of course, they're not in their right mind. If they were in their right mind, who would do something like that? What father would shoot his 2 kids with spear guns? I mean, in what world is that not insane? So it's just strange. So I'm kind of, he's not competent to stand trial, but I think it's sad because if he can't, likely he'll end up in some mental institution rather than truly suffering in prison, because I don't know. I have a hard time just saying, oh, he's messed up, so go put him in some comfortable room, though it's still, you're never free. Actually, I think if you can be ruled competent, you can get out. I've seen it happen. I think the guy that shot Ronald Reagan is out now. And he went to jail for shooting a president, and he's out. He's out of the mental institution that he went to. He's a free man today, which is just amazing. But this guy could be too, based on these laws. I don't know. It's questionable. I don't know, I just think there's some acts that just are unforgivable. and you can never come back from. You do not deserve to come back from them. And I think taking somebody's life purposefully, I just can't imagine, if somebody hurt somebody I love, the rage that I would feel, the anger inside. I would want them to be punished, and I would not want to believe in their rehabilitation and their ability to get over the incident that completely ended the life of someone I love but allowed him to continue to live. I don't know. I don't get to make the laws though, and this is why everything is so complex, because somebody may have just as passionate of an answer on the other side of that argument where, that man is someone they actually love. The man that killed his 2 kids is loved by someone, and they would like for him to get out someday, get the help he needs to fix his brain, and then be able to get out someday. They want that, and there's mercy and compassion, forgiveness, those types of things that come into people, to people's decisions to have sympathy for these people. But that's why I think everything should happen quick. When you have somebody absolutely red-handed, where you know unequivocally they are guilty, they should just be ended very quickly. Either A, locked away forever, or B, ended. That's just my opinion. I don't have a lot of sympathy. The world needs fixed, and monsters are dangerous to live among. And I just think I just want the world to be a better place. And I think that it would be a really substantial message to anyone thinking about doing it. If we knew that this is what happened, that you will not like what happens to you. If this happens, it's like a diversion, and it keeps people from wanting to do it. I don't know. I just hate that it happens. But it does. There's nothing we can do about it, I mean, I suppose there is, if we could, I don't know. As far as you and me, what can I do? I can vote for maybe someone who wants tougher penalties. That's about what I can do. Or I could run for office myself and work hard to try to change some laws, but it's just not my big passion. I'm not passionate about that enough to want to work to do it. So, in this situation, all I can do is see something that I don't think is right about our system and just have the opinion that it's not right, but it doesn't really change my life, because I'm never going to do that. And I hope no one I know